400,000 men, 9 days, and fishing boats, Dunkirk, May 1940. This isn't a movie, it's the greatest civilian rescue in history. The beach stretched for miles. 400,000 men crowded the sand, British, French, Belgian, all stranded. German army closing in. Henri was 17, too young to enlist, so he lied. Now his oversized uniform hung off his shoulders as he gripped Clara's arm. She was a field nurse who'd refused 3 evacuation orders. "Do you think we'll make it?" His voice cracked. Clara scanned the chaos, wounded men on stretchers, officers shouting into the void, soldiers staring at the sea like it owed them salvation. "We have to," she said. "Every boat matters. Every person counts." Then the sky screamed. Stuka dive bombers ripped downward, sirens howling like demons. Bombs slammed into water and sand. Bodies flew. Men scattered. Henri hit the ground hard. Clara dropped beside him, medical supplies spilling across bloody sand. When the planes pulled away, some men stood back up. Not all. Clara was already moving, checking pulses, applying tourniquets, making impossible choices. "We can't stop," she whispered. Smoke rolled across the beach. Oil burned offshore. The air tasted like metal and death. Every minute felt like the last one. Day 1, still 400,000 trapped. Then, day 3, someone shouted from the waterline. Henri looked up. On the horizon, boats. Hundreds of them, not warships, not destroyers, fishing boats, yachts, tugboats, ferry boats, weekend sailboats, civilian vessels. Clara gasped. They came. Back in England, the government had made a desperate broadcast. "We need every boat that can float." And ordinary people answered. Fishermen, retirees, teenagers, families who'd never seen combat. They sailed straight into a war zone. No weapons, no training, no obligation, just a choice. The boats couldn't reach shore, water too shallow. So the soldiers waded out, chest deep, neck deep. Some couldn't swim. They went anyway. Human chains formed in the surf. Henri grabbed a wounded man's legs. Another soldier lifted his arms. Together, they dragged him through the waves. A small fishing boat pulled alongside. An old man with weathered hands leaned over. "Bring him up." They lifted the soldier aboard. "More," the old man said. "Keep bringing them." Clara worked without stopping. Her medical training became a brutal assembly line. Walk to the boats. Stretcher, too late. Move on. No time to mourn, only time to save. Bombs still fell. Stukas strafed the beach with machine guns, but the boats kept coming. Wooden hulls against warplanes, civilians against an empire. It shouldn't have worked. If real human courage matters to you, subscribe to Broken World. These are the stories history squeezes into one sentence. Day 5. Hours blurred together. Henri waded back and forth until his legs gave out. Salt water turned his skin raw, but he kept going. Clara guided an elderly Belgian woman onto a yacht. The woman clutched a small suitcase, everything she owned. "Thank you," she whispered, "for staying." "Someone had to," Clara replied. Everywhere, strangers helping strangers. A British corporal carrying a French child. A boy shielding a wounded officer. A cigarette shared between former enemies. No cameras, no reporters, no medals waiting, just people. Then a Stuka dove low, gunfire ripping across the waterline. Henri hit the sand. When he looked up, the yacht Clara had just loaded was sinking. People jumped into freezing water. "No," Clara's voice broke. But another boat arrived, then another. The rescue didn't stop. It couldn't stop. Henri found Clara at the water's edge. Her hand shook. Blood stained her uniform, some hers, most not. "We'll get through this," he said. She looked at him, really looked. The kid inside the too big uniform. "Yeah," she said quietly, "we will." Day 9. Real dawn finally came. Sunlight, not fire. Henry and Clara stood on a destroyer's deck, soaked, exhausted, alive. Behind them, Dunkirk still burned. Thousands were still fighting to escape, but something impossible had happened. 338,000 men evacuated. Military analysts had predicted maybe 30,000 could be saved. The difference? Ordinary people who refused to look away. Henry whispered, "We made it." "Because they came for us," Clara said. "You stayed." "Yes," she replied, "I did." The engines rumbled. England still hours away, but they'd survived Dunkirk. History calls it a miracle, but miracles don't fall from the sky. They're built by fishermen who left their nets, by teenagers who lied about their age, by nurses who refused to abandon the wounded. For 9 days, 800 ordinary people sailed into hell. Not heroes, just humans who made a choice. This is what courage really looks like. Subscribe to Broken World.